Good morning, everybody. Another day, another set of results from Southern Cross. This time we've batched a set of 4 holes from Golden Dyke, which is relatively new in its discovery. We put the first holes under there less than 12 months ago. I think that they came out around September 24. So it's an emerging new discovery on the western side of Rising Sun. These holes demonstrate that number one, Golden Dyke is increasing in size. Number two, it's got some amazingly high grade results. Number three, when we're starting to infill between 100-meter gaps, that it's holding up and replicating between that gap, what we're seeing 50 meters above and below it. And we've seen some of the highest grade antimony results on the project to date, up to 48%. So a great set of results. Shows also that the Golden Dyke is not only expanding to the west, but we're starting to hit the deepest areas on the western side of Golden Dyke. So a lot contained within this press release. So specifically, we have these 4 holes. Hole 168 was drilled and deviated before it hit the target. So we came down that hole and re-drilled it as 168W1, which means wedge one. So we can actually put a little wedge in the hole and start to deviate back. So that just demonstrates the control now we've got on this system. And 168W1 hit in spades. It hit 5 vein sets. It drilled the deepest mineralization down to 560 meters vertically below the surface on the western side of the Golden Dyke area. It hit 1.9 meters at 16.5 grams gold equivalent, which contained a very high grade 0.2 at 168 grams. It also drilled half a meter in a separate vein set at 164.3 grams gold equivalent, which was made up of 97 grams gold, but also 28% antimony in that half meter. So it doesn't get much more better than that in the antimony world either. And then we drilled 171. That was a great result because it drilled up. There was a hole above it, 50 meters above it, and a hole below it, 50 meters, and we wanted to confirm the continuity in between. And we drilled some amazing results, 0.2 at 120 grams equivalent, 0.9 at 68, 0.2 at 57 grams gold equivalent. So some very good results in there. And then 175, that hole was drilled west from a shallow area in an area we actually hadn't drilled before, and it found 9 vein sets, 2 which were unknown, and most of them were outside our exploration target. We just got some very good widths there, including 11.6 meters at 3.4 grams gold equivalent. So again, Golden Dyke's increasing its size laterally, increasing at depth, demonstrating continuity between drill holes that are 100 meters apart, and demonstrating its very high grade tenor. The old timers certainly knew what they were on. They mined Golden Dyke from the 1890s to post World War One. It was the most prolific mine on the Sunday Creek trend. And because of the old timers took it down to 180 meters depth, we really didn't start to test that area until relatively recently. And now it's catching up very quickly and giving us the same tenor and results that we see beside it at Rising Sun 200 to 300 meters further east. So lots of numbers that I just quoted, but the key point here is that Sunday Creek continues to grow. So we're focusing on volume expansion. Sunday Creek continues to demonstrate grade, and we're able to now narrow down on our high grade structures. We understand the controls on those. So this is all about project building. This is a pre-development project now, but these are the kind of things you want to see as you go into these drill outs. We have $160 million Australian in the bank, which is funding 200 kilometers of holes in that core area between Christina and Apollo and further out. There's no reason that Christina stops on the western side or Apollo stops on the eastern side also. So they're all open, and it's certainly open to depth. And we're putting in some very deep holes below a kilometer where we've drilled. There's some holes that you'll see they're going to depth to 1.5 kilometers. And then there's also $20 million slated for the other 90% of the trend that we haven't really started to explore in great gusto yet. And that is a series of old mines where we're starting now to put that one rig and moving away from the core area. So lots of things to like about Southern Cross and Sunday Creek as this project continues to develop very nicely. With 9 rigs now at site, we've increased the rig count by 1 and 10 rigs slated to be drilling by October. There's a lot of drill core coming through. So our strategy is to continue to drill out and expand the Sunday Creek core footprint. So that's exactly what we're doing with this release. The plan is to permit the decline so we can increase the number of rigs with less surface impact, so more rigs can go underground and drill 24/7. And then also, as I mentioned, the exploration targeting the $20 million focus there. So very much on point, this press release with our strategy and plans and coming together as well as we could ever hope. Sunday Creek is one of the largest antimony projects in its own right in the Western world, and it's growing rapidly as this press release demonstrates. It's got some wonderful antimony associated with the project. It was kept open during World War One by the Imperial Munitions Act of the UK, and along with Costerfield, our peer down the road, and a couple of other mines around us, it was the only source of antimony for the British during World War One. And in a similar way, you don't have a munitions industry without antimony. You don't have a fire retardant industry without antimony today. And 20% of solar cells are now, or 20% of antimony's production now goes into solar cells to clarify the glass. So there's a number of very strategic uses of antimony. Having one of the world's largest higher grade deposits in a tier 1 jurisdiction, only 20% in situ recoverable value from the antimony, so the gold will pay for it and the antimony will help permit it. But a critical project that sees us having more conversations at government levels around the antimony than the gold itself. It's really a natural hedge with the 80% extremely high gold values that makes this an extremely important, critical and strategic minerals project. Thanks again for watching another one of our series of press release videos. Thank you for all our shareholders and your ongoing support as we continue to make Sunday Creek a bigger and better project. Keep watching, a hell of a lot of news flow to follow from this press release. Lots of drill holes in the assay lab, 9 holes drilling, permitting, more advances on the project so we can continue to de-risk it. So thank you, and see you next time.